Hello everybody, we're on chapter 8 and Michael has just realised that Kenzuke is the person who saved him from the water. In morning, he went on. See, bring us again, near my island. I very glad you not dead, but I very angry person too. I want be alone. I not want see people. For me, all people, killer people. I not want you on my island. I carry you. I leave you on beach. I leave you food. I leave you water so you not die. But you make fire. I want people stay away. I not want people find me here on my island. Maybe they come. Maybe they shoot orangutan, shoot gibbon, monkey. Maybe they find me. Take me away too. I very angry person. I put fire out. I not want to speak to you. I not want to see you. I draw line in sand. Big storm come. Biggest I ever see. After storm, sea full of white jellyfish. I know these jellyfish. They bad, very bad. They touch you. You very dead. I know this. I say, do not swim. Very dangerous. Very soon, I see you, big fire on top of hill. I think you very wicked person. I very angry now. And you very angry too. You swim in sea. Jellyfish sting. I think for sure you dead person. But you very strong. You live. I bring you into cave. I have vinegar I make from berries. Vinegar kill poison. You live. Micah, but for a long time you very sick boy. You strong again and we friends again. We very good friends. So that was it, the whole story. He stopped rowing for a while and smiled down at me. You are like a son to me now. We very happy people. We paint, we fish, we happy. We stay together. You my family now, Michaelson. Yes. Yes, I said. I meant it. And I felt it too. Let me take the oar and show me. Let me take the oar and showed me how to row his first way standing up. Feet planted well apart. It wasn't as easy as it made it look. Clearly he trusted me to get us back, for he sat on the bow of the boat, outrigger, to rest and fall asleep almost at once. His mouth open, his face sullen. He always looked even older than when he was asleep. As I watched him, I tried to picture his face as it must have been when he first came to the island all those years ago. Over 40 years. I owed him so much. He had saved my life twice, fed me, befriended me. He was right. We were happy, and I was his family. But I had another family too. I thought of the last time I had been in the boat. My mother, my father, and how they must be grieving for me every day. But now they must surely believe I was drowned and that there was no chance I could be alive. But I wasn't drowned. I was alive. Somehow I had to let them know. As I struggled to bring the outrigger back to the island, I was filled with a sudden powerful longing to see them again, to be with them. I could steal the boat, I thought. I could row away. I could light a fire again. But I knew, even as I thought it, that I could not do it. How could I ever leave Kenzuke now, after all he had done for me? How could I betray his trust? I tried to put the whole idea out of my mind, and I really believe I would have too. But the very next morning I found a plastic bottle of Coke, washed up on the beach. And after that, the idea of escape came back to me and haunted me all day and night, and would not leave me be. For some days I kept the Coke bottle buried under the sand, whilst I wrestled with my conscience, or rather justified what I wanted to do. It wouldn't really be a betrayal, not as such, I told myself. Even if the bottle was found, no one would know where to come. They just know that I was alive. I made up my mind. I would do it, and do it as soon as I could. Kenzuke had gone off octopus fishing. I had stayed behind to finish a shell painting, or so I told him. I found an old sheet at the bottom of one of his chests and tore away a small corner of it. Then I knelt down at the table, stretched it out, and painted my message on the octopus ink. To the Peggy Sue, Fareham, England. Dear Mum and Dad, I am alive. I am well. I live on an island. I do not know where. Come and find me. Love, Michael. I waited until it was dry, and then I rolled it up and dug the Coke bottle out of the sand, slipped in the message and screwed the bottle up tight. I made quite sure Kenzuke was still intent on his fishing and set off. I ran the entire length of the island, keeping always to the forest, so that there was no chance Kenzuke could see where I was going or what I was up to. The gibbons howled their accusations at me all the way, the entire forest cackling and screeching its condemnation. I just hoped Stella would not bark back at them, would not betray where I was. Fortunately, though, she didn't. At last, I reached the rocks under Watch Hill. I leapt from the rock until I was standing right at the very end of the island, the waves washing over my feet. I looked around me. Stella was my only witness. I hurled the bottle as far out to sea as I possibly could. Then I stood and watched as it bobbed away out to sea. There it was, on its way. I didn't touch my soup fish that night. Kenzuke thought I was ill. I could hardly talk to him. I could not look him in the eye. I lay all night in deep torment, racked by my guilt, yet at the same time still hoping again that my bottle would be picked up. Kenzuke and I were at our painting the next afternoon when Stella came padding into the cave. She had the Coke bottle in her mouth. She dropped it and looked at me, panting, pleased with herself. Kenzuke laughed and reached down to pick it up. I think he was about to hand it to me when he noticed there was something inside it. By the way he looked at me, I was quite sure he knew at once what it was. Chapter 9. The Night of the Turtles. There fell between us a long and aching silence. Kenzuke never once reproached me for what I had done. He was not angry or sullen at me, but I knew I had hurt him to the soul. It wasn't that we didn't speak. We did. but we no longer talked to one another as we had before. We lived, each of us, in our separate cocoon, quite civil, always polite, but not together anymore. He had closed in on himself and wrapped himself in his thoughts. The warmth had gone from his eyes. The laughter in the cave house was silenced. He never said. He did not need to, but I knew that now he would prefer to paint alone, to fish alone, to be alone.